And joining me right now is Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney and Congressman Sean Duffy. Thank you so much to both of you for joining me on.
Thank you for inviting us,
such
Maria.
An important day tomorrow. You both are running for re-election in your districts. First, you, Congresswoman Maloney, how are you feeling in your local race in your district?
Well, I think there's a lot of momentum on the Democratic side, and I'm feeling it. A lot of energy and participation, more activity, both politically, financially, in every single area. And it's I'd say the decade of the woman. We have a record number of women running, and the gender gap is the highest in history, 18 points. So that bodes well for any female candidate.
It's nice to see so many women running, actually. Sean Duffy, how about you? Tell us about your local election and how you're feeling. What does it look like?
Yeah, so I'm in central Wisconsin. I'm in Wausau now, but I have Rice Lake, Hayward, Hudson in central northern part of Wisconsin. It feels good, you know. So the northern part of our state used to be Democrat. It's really transitioned to be a lot more Republican, so I feel good about our race. But I was with Governor Scott Walker last night. We were rallying in Wausau. I've been with Leah Vukmir, who's running against Tammy Baldwin.
Right.
Again, there's a lot of energy. There was a poll that came out that shows that Republicans are down by 7 points in the generic ballot. That's just pick a Republican or a Democrat. And we knew a year ago, Maria, that if we were down by 6, we keep the House. If we're down by 7, it's tough, but we still can keep the House. So I think it's going to be a squeaker. No blue wave, but a possibility that Republicans still maintain control.
And that's the big question. Will the Democrats be able to flip the House? Because that changes so much in terms of the president's agenda, doesn't it?
Well, that's true, but I think you'll know very early in the evening on the East Coast. The polls close, I believe, at 6 o'clock in Kansas, where Amy McGrath, a fighter pilot, is running. And in Virginia, there are 4 women running that are very, very close. They close at 7, so if they all win, you'll be looking at a major Democratic momentum. Then New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, we have many competitive races that are leaning Democrat. We'll know very soon whether or not they turn Democrat. I hope they do. The predictions are that they will. So if that happens, if we pick up 10 seats on the East Coast, it bodes very well going forward.
Congressman, let me ask you this. Tell us what your platform is, and do you want to see Nancy Pelosi as the Speaker again?
Well, I am running on health care. That is a priority for Democrats, and preserving pre-existing conditions, lowering the cost of prescription drugs, good jobs, infrastructure, investing in infrastructure. That should be something we can all agree on, Sean, I hope, and move our country into the 21st century, and integrity in government. And I've got to say, Maria, with all this violence, that we have to seriously look at gun safety. We stand alone in the world with a number of mass shootings and senseless shootings, and we have to work together for sane policies and common sense policies.
There's a lot of expectation that the Dems take the House. Do you want Nancy Pelosi as your Speaker?
I am supporting Nancy Pelosi because of her leadership on health care and many other areas, and very, very helpful to New York, the 9/11 health and compensation bill.
Right.
We have well over $10 billion coming to New York City in infrastructure projects, all of which she helped us shepherd through.
Sean Duffy, same question for you. Do you think the Republicans will be able to hold on to the House? And tell us what your platform is. What are you running on?
So I think it's going to be
close.
Again, I think it's going to be close. But first off, I don't care if you're a man, a woman, black, white, brown, gay. I don't care what your gender or race is or your sexuality. I care what your policies are that are going to grow the economy. And that's what we're debating here. And Carol and I are good friends. We serve on financial services together. I enjoy her. We like each other. But this is comical that Democrats are running on health care. They broke health care. With Obamacare, and right now, if you're poor and you get a subsidy, Obamacare works well. If you're rich, you got a lot of money, you can buy a gold-plated plan. But if you're in the middle in America, Obamacare totally jacked up the cost of your health care. I have people in my district, not a wealthy district, that are paying $1,800 to $2,000 a month for a health insurance plan with a $7,000 deductible. And now Democrats are running about health care that they broke. We do want more free enterprise and more choice in health care. We want to empower people and families to make decisions in their lives, not the federal government. I mean, you should be able to pick a plan that fits the risks in your life, Maria. I mean, I have 8 kids. Me and Rachel do. We might want to buy maternity coverage, but there's other people in their lives that might not be having kids that don't want to buy maternity coverage.
Right.
Let's let people pick and choose plans that work for them. We're going to continue growing the economy. Tax cuts, streamline rules and regulations, and make sure we have capital markets and banking that are based on common sense principles, not based on an ideology that comes from left-wing politics.
You're responsible.
Well, we would welcome the Republicans to work with us to build on health care to make it more affordable and available.
Yeah.
I've had to vote 60 times just to preserve health care. But on the economy, the tax bill is terrible for New York because of the state and local taxes. That is like a dagger in our hearts. And we have to remember, we are a donor state. We send far more money to the federal government than what comes back.
Well, maybe taxes need to come down in New York.
We need to get rid of we need to be able to deduct state and local taxes. That's a very, very unfair item that they put there. And I'm proud of the Democratic record in growing the economy. We were shedding 800,000 jobs a day when President Obama took over. In the last 22 days, or rather months of his tenure, we created more jobs than the Trump administration. But the good news is both the Trump administration and the Obama administration have been pushing us forward into a good economy, and that's good for the country.
All right, we will be watching all of these tight races. And so you think we're going to know early?
I think we're going to know. You're going to know the trend. I think the momentum is with the Democrats.
Right.
If they win those seats in Virginia, Kansas, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, it is
really
it's good for the American people. I think it's going to be good for the American people when the Democrats win the House.
What are you trying to say, Sean Duffy? All right, we will be right back.